Hi, I am feeling a strong draw towards diving deep into energy medicine. So I can't say that there's a particular energy medicine system that I personally recommend and endorse. I think there's pros and cons of a lot of different things. The caveat that I would give is what I would look for nowadays or advise people is, one, who is the leader of this system and how much do I see them really embodying deeper, truly spiritual principles. And those are things like really recognizing that energy medicine is just the movement of energy, that it's not the ultimate path to the divine, that it has spiritual aspects, but it's not exactly quite a spiritual path. So I would be a little worried if I heard anybody say or purport energy medicine as like a religious or deeply spiritual practice. It is spiritual, but to really take it in the right context, it's not really spiritual development. It's energy medicine, like developing your singing voice or other things. So as long as it's kept in that context and underneath, you can feel that ultimately the great mystery of the divine is really the mover that moves through us. And these are just technical ways to support that. That is what I would say would be number two, like the right orientation. So do they have a right orientation? Does the person who's heading it and the teachers and the people that you encounter also embody that? Or on the negative side, do you see people kind of really taking this as the end all be all in a sort of like neck up, building the ego way, locked into an energy medicine? And I would say that that can be particularly difficult because it's a rife territory for the ego to really get built up and get bigger, because you are doing energy medicine. So you're essentially like feeding that energy into the ecosystem. And this happens, I've found, especially with things like Qigong traditions in the United States, where they used to be held in like a societal container in Asia that sort of kept certain human shenanigans in track. And then when they came into the United States, that protective cultural framework was kind of lost and sort of got the American version of it, which tends to have a lot more ego in it. Same with the yoga community. And then you have people who are doing energetic things that will build more prana or energy into the system, but they don't have the checks of the yamas and the niyamas or the master that really holds them in check. And so the egos, because they're being fed by this energy work that does work, will just get ginormous. So that's the thing I think to look out for overall when you're looking in an energy medicine program, to kind of keep on track and to be of the most service. And as always, just kind of asking your body and keeping yourself in check so that you can follow your spiritual path, see if you're being called to know and understand about energy, and also constantly really being realigning yourself with what's really true. Because whenever you're doing energy work or even one-on-one acupuncture, in a way I started to notice this for myself, being a sensitive person over many years of working with people one-on-one, is you're up in people's fields. And as good as you are about maintaining yourself, if you are choosing to work with other people's energy, what comes along with that is a responsibility to yourself to do energetic management and energetic cultivation practices that you cannot skip. So be very clear that if that's what you're choosing to do, that along with that outward part is committing to inward practices to really keep yourself aligned, because it will over time drain prana from your system, which will then have a negative impact on the rest of your actual spiritual inward practice, because there's just not enough chi in the system to fuel that if it's leaking out into other ways. I'm so with you in my heart, and I will see you next time.